Uh, so, Rajamouli sir, this is for you. I watched Bahubali, and this is actually specifically with regard to Prabhas acting in the first half, as in when he's playing the character of Shivudu, and then there was a. Please forgive my saying so. In the beginning half, his character was sort of coming across as a bit comical, whereas when he, in the flashback, he was extremely stunning and very heroic. Was that a conscious? I mean, did you direct him in exactly that way, or was it, in a sense, was that a conscious decision on your part to make him so drastically different, or was that his input into into his character?
Hello. Yeah. For in the beginning of this film, we Firefly, a creative studio, introduced me into something called production design, which is not the regular thing, but they introduced me to that concept of production designing. A part of that is called character designing. So we sat together, all the principal team and the actors also, when their character was being designed, and we were subjected to hundreds of questions from the production designing team. Questions like silliest questions: what does he eat, what does he wear, what does he like, what is his educational qualification, what is his aim, all the important questions to silliest questions they asked us. So we started writing notes about the character. So when we were writing about Shivudu, there was the character in my mind was coming onto the paper, and as it was forming, we were looking at a very fun-loving character. There was no restrictions on this character. He is called the unrestrained. So fun is a part of his life. He has no aim. He has to go up there, but he doesn't know what is up there, and he's not afraid of anything. There is no fear of failure. So fun part automatically comes aloud. I don't know whether it's comical or funny, but my intention was it to be fun. Whereas the Bahubali character, the elder character, he is brought up on a very strict manner. He believes in dharma, so he has to be very stoic and very composed and calm. Yes, it's a conscious effort. Yeah, that's it. It's a conscious effort. Thank you.
సో ఒక లైన్ మనం రాస్తాం కదా స్టార్టింగ్లో స్క్రిప్ట్ డెవలప్ ముందు. ఈ లైన్ ఒక ఐడియా వచ్చాక ఫస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ నాకేమొస్తుందంటే ఇది వర్కౌట్ అవుతుందా లేదా అని. ఆ భయంతో కొన్ని లైన్స్ని మనం మేబీ మంచి లైన్స్ ఉండొచ్చు, బట్ అలా వదిలేస్తాం. సో మీరు ప్రతి మూవీ ఒక హిట్ కదా, సో ఎలా జడ్జ్ చేస్తారు మీరు లైన్ని, ఆ స్టోరీ లైన్ని?
You want me to answer in Telugu or English?
Anything. English.
Okay. First thing is, like I said, like I was talking, I don't know the line will be a successful or not. I don't know. That is, I don't look at whether the film will be successful or not, or the line that I have been writing or writing will be successful or not. Only thing I look at it is it exciting enough for me to make a film? That is the only thing I look at. I don't know whether my film will be successful or not. I never know. Just don't think because I have been making successful films, I have a secret formula for making successful films. I don't. That is the truth. I don't have any successful formula. I just only look at it whether it's exciting for me to make that into a film or not. That's it.
Thanks for being here. This question has been bothering me from the time I saw the movie. Why did Katappa kill Bahubali, sir?
Okay, Gautham sir.
You're depriving the Indian film industry of another 500 crores. Don't do that.
We are eagerly waiting for the part 2, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
So, this question is to Rajamouli sir. I saw all your films, but I didn't like any movie except Eager, but you don't have any flops. You are mesmerizing audience, what's the secrets behind that, and what what mesmerizing you're doing? Uh, Please tell me us, because I'm also in direction department. I want to be like you.
Yeah, unfortunately, that question I answered just before. I don't know whether I'm going to mesmerize the audience or not. Absolutely, I have no idea. Only thing is, I write it in such a way that I get mesmerized. I like it. So I write it. I write the story or make the film in such a way that I am absolutely in love with it. That's the only thing I know how to make it.
Sir, I'm a student here as well, and I just have to ask you one question. When you deal on such a huge scale, I mean, we make movies here which are minuscule compared to what you have made, and when you make movies like this, when you have the responsibility, how do you deal with the pressure? Because we make one music video and we don't know how to deal with it, and it's really difficult for us. Obviously, experience has a lot to play in that, but can you give us a few tips as to how you actually deal with that Herculean task that you have carried out?
One thing is, first thing, you'll get used to it very quickly. Second thing is, of course, I get pressurized. It's not that I don't get pressurized. And how I deal with it is just to concentrate on the work more, get it as right as possible, as much closer to the vision in your mind as possible. Work hard and make all your team work harder. Don't make them sleep. Get them to make harder and harder. That is the only thing we can do. There is nothing more. I don't have any actually any more tips. Actually, don't keep yourself free that you think of the pressure. That's it.
Sir, Gautham sir. சார் இப்போ நீங்கள் படம் எடுக்கும்போது மேஜராக வந்து ஒரு சார்ட் ஆஃப் ஆம்பியன்ஸ் குறிப்பிட்டு சொல்லணும்னா உங்கள் ஹீரோ வந்து ரொம்ப டீசெண்டான ஒரு ஃபேமிலி, மேஜராக மெக்கானிக்கல் இன்ஜினியர். இதை ஏன் தவிர்க்க மாட்டேங்கிறீங்க?
அது நீங்கள் கேட்காமலே இருந்திருக்கலாம்.
தவிர்க்க மாட்டேங்கிறீங்க.
நான் பாடு செவனேன்னு உட்காந்துருக்கேன். என்ன
இல்லை சார், சினிமாங்கிறது நிறைய ஒரு பெரிய களம் தான், பட் குறிப்பிட்டு இதை மட்டும் ஏன் எடுத்துக்கிறீங்க? அதுதான் மேஜர்.
இல்லை, இதுக்கு
வேற மாதிரி
அவர் சொன்ன பதில் தான். ஐ எம் கம்ஃபர்டபுள் இன் சம்திங் தட் ஐ எம் ரைட்டிங் அண்ட் ஐ எம் டெவலப்பிங் and I'm hoping some sections of the audience will like it. அவ்வளவுதான். சில பேருக்கு பிடிக்கும் அப்படின்னு நம்பி தான் நான் பண்ணிக்கிட்டு இருக்கேன்.
சார் அந்த அர்த்தத்தில் சொல்லு சார், பட் யூ ஹேவ் வெல் நாலேஜ். அதுக்காக
இல்லையே, அப்படிலாம் இல்லை. யார் சொன்னா?
Sir, first time you make movie on Dolby Atmos, sir, did sound help you?
Pardon?
Sir, you made a first movie in Dolby Atmos. ஈகா கடுத்து மொதல் படம் பாகுபலி வந்து அட்மாஸில் மிக்ஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கீங்க. ஸோ சவுண்ட் வைஸ் எவ்வளோ ஹெல்ப் பண்ணியிருக்கு சார்? அதேமாதிரி போஸ்ட் சவுண்டுக்கு எவ்வளோ டைம் கொடுத்து பண்ணீங்க?
Sound, I don't know how much time we gave for the sound, because the film released in July 10th. We started doing some sort of sound exercises from I think October, starting from October last year, we started recording the Foleys or whatever that's been already shot and edited. We started creating sound for that. But I was not largely involved in that. It was the sound designer who has been doing the job, and I just came in the last section of the final mixing. We did it for 1 month in Mumbai, Rajkamal Studios. We did it in Atmos. It was the first time I was working in Atmos. We had more channels and more variations to play around with the sound. But I realized at the time your film has to be designed for Atmos or for sound for that matter from the beginning itself. No, you just can't come into the mixing theater, sit there, okay, we have Atmos and create some magic. It doesn't happen like that. We have to work from the beginning itself. We have to work on the shots from the beginning. What kind of sound or what kind of sound mixing or re-recording of sound effects are going to help this particular shot to take it to the audience better. We have to work from the beginning. So I didn't know about Atmos, the way the Atmos works before. Frankly, we got into it because it is a new toy to play around with, and maybe some marketing strategy also. It sounds bigger. Coming in Dolby Atmos and all that will sound bigger. It helped only that much. I don't think we have done anything more in terms of using the Dolby technology. But one thing I learned in Dolby Atmos is, like, if you mix your film in Dolby Atmos, it automatically gives you a 7.1 and 5.1. The quality of that 5.1 and 7.1 is much better. I don't know how. I really don't know how. The automated process of Atmos, which pushes the sound into 5.1 and 7.1, is very clear. It's very good. It has some internal algorithms which helps us to do that. That is really fantastic. I like that very much.
This is for Gautham sir. Rajamouli sir had said very correctly that we'll have to act a bit to appear, to try to become successful. Maybe in interviews, maybe in opinions or anything, we'll have to act. It's a bit of a showman's thing, however, which is very correct. However, when I see you, you're a rare person who seems to be the opposite, where you're completely truthful in almost brutally honest in terms of opinions or interviews or anyway.
And that's got me into a lot of trouble. You're just adding to that, right?
But still, some people would try to act in a way just to become more popular, but you stay honest and truthful, and yet you still remain successful, which has impressed me and inspired me a lot. So I just want to know how you manage that.
So I'm not saying, I'm pretty, what you see is what you get sort of thing, but I understood what he said. I had a similar experience, which I will narrate in 30 seconds. There was a music video that was made by somebody else, and I was like just setting up the project. It was my first project that I ever worked on for Magnus Sound, and the director, when everybody was there and the camera was set, he didn't call for action. He didn't know what to do. And they were all looking at him for some sort of, and I sneaked in. I stepped in and I said, okay, this is where, start camera action and all that. So I took over the project actually at that point. So it's, I didn't think, I wasn't acting, but it's just that if I hadn't done that, then we'd have been standing there the whole day. That was my entry. So I guess that's how I am. I get an opportunity and I try and sneak in.
Sir, most of the movies which you direct are written by either your father or someone else, no sir? How do you involve in the process of storytelling? Like, how do you get involved in the story, sir? Since you're not in the part of the story.
No, actually, the way we do is most of the stories are written by my father. It is not that he writes the entire story and I come in and just direct. I think it is, you can take away the father aspect of this. This happens to every director who takes the stories from someone else. They listen to the basic line or even sometimes a finished story, but there is a way that the director envisions that particular story. So every story has to be modified to suit the director's vision. So my father writing the story doesn't change it. So I'll specifically ask him how the characters have to be written, how they have to go in the story, how they have to develop. I will have specific instructions and the story writer will follow these instructions, and in the process of it we might have some creative differences. We will fight, we will shout, whatever, it happens with everyone. But finally the writer develops the story in the way the director wants to make the film.
Menon sir. சார் 2 கேள்வி கேட்கணும் சார் உங்கள்கிட்ட. ஃபஸ்ட்டு வந்து நீங்கள் ஃபிலிம் மேக்கிங் வரணும் அப்படின்னு நினைக்கும் போது நீங்கள் சொல்லியிருக்கீங்க சார் நிறைய பேட்டியில், பாம்பே படத்தை நீங்கள் ரிவைண்ட் பண்ணி அதை டீகன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ட் பண்ணி நீங்கள் கற்றுக்கிட்டீங்க அப்படின்னு. அப்போ நீங்கள் உள்ளே வரும்போது சினிமாவில் இப்படி தான் இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு நினச்சிட்டு ஃபஸ்ட்டு உள்ளே வரும்போது ஃபிலிம் மேக்கிங் டெக்னிக்கலாக இல்லாமல் நீங்கள் இதெல்லாம் இப்படிலாம் நடக்குதே விஷயம் அப்படின்னு நீங்கள் நினச்சி ஃபீல் பண்ண விஷயங்கள்லாம் என்ன? இதெல்லாம் நம்ம முதலையே தவிர்க்கணும் அப்படின்னு தெரிஞ்சிருந்ததுன்னா நம்ம ஃபஸ்ட் டைம் மாற்றிருக்கலாம் அப்படின்னு நீங்கள் நினச்ச விஷயங்கள்லாம் என்ன அப்படின்றதும். அப்புறம் 2வது கேள்வி, நீங்கள் ஒரு ஸ்கிரிப்ட் எழுதும் போது நான் இந்த மாதிரி விஷயம்லாம் காட்டணும், இதை நான் இவ்வளோ வைலண்ட்டாக காட்டணும், இது இந்த மாதிரி டைலாகில் தான் நான் சொல்லணும் அப்படின்னு நீங்கள் ஃபீல் பண்ணி எழுதி அது ப்ரொடியூசர்னாலேயோ ஆர்டிஸ்ட்னாலேயோ இதை வந்து இல்லை இது வேணாம் நீங்கள் மாற்றுங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லி நீங்கள் எப்பயாவது பயங்கரமாக போட்டு ஃபோர்ஸ் பண்ணியிருக்காங்களா இல்லை அதை மாற்றிருக்கீங்களா?
இல்லை, ஃபஸ்ட்டு இதை வந்து முறையாக கற்றுக்கணும் அப்படின்னு எனக்கும் ஆசை இருந்தது. நான் ஐ ஃபினிஷ் மை இன்ஜினியரிங், ஸோ அதுக்கப்புறம் ஒரு 2 years இல்லை 3 years ஒரு ஃபில்ம் இன்ஸ்டியூட்டில் படிக்கணுமா அப்படின்னு நான் ரொம்ப யோசித்தேன். அண்ட் தட்ஸ் வை ஐ ஸ்டார்டட் ரீடிங் அ லாட் அபவுட் ஃபில்ம் அண்ட் வாட்சிங் அ லாட் ஆஃப் ஃபில்ம்ஸ். அதில் தான் இந்த நிறைய படங்களை எடுத்துகிட்டு அதை வந்து டீகன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ட் பண்ணி சீன்ஸ் நோட் டவுன் பண்ணி கேமரா எங்கே மூவ் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க நிறைய என்னுடைய ஒரு அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்டிங்காக நான் அதை கற்றுக்கிட்டேன். ஸோ ராஜீவ் மேனன் சார்கிட்ட நான் போய் அதுக்கப்புறம் ஒரு படம் கண்டிப்பாக ஒர்க் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னு முடிவு பண்ணி தான் நான் ராஜீவ் மேனன் சார்கிட்ட மின்சார கனவு படத்தில் போய் நான் ஒர்க் பண்ணேன். லாஸ்ட் அசிஸ்டண்ட்டாக ஒர்க் பண்ணேன். பட் அவர் கூட இருக்கும்போதும் நிறைய படங்களை பற்றி பேசுவோம், நிறைய புக்ஸ் படிப்போம், அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு அட்மாஸ்ஃபியர் தான் அங்கேயே இருந்தது. அதுக்கப்புறம் மின்னலே படம் ஒரு 15 minutes மாதவன்கிட்ட கதை சொல்கிறதுக்கு ஒரு வாய்ப்பு கிடச்சிது. ஐ மேனேஜ் டு கம்யூனிகேட் an idea to him. He liked it. The film happened. என்ன சர்ப்ரைசிங்காக இருந்ததுன்னா, ஆக்சுவலாக வெரி குட் கொஸ்டின். என்ன சர்ப்ரைசிங்காக இருந்ததுன்னா, ஃபண்டிங் அண்ட் ஹவ் அ ஃபில்ம், ஒரு படத்துக்குண்டான பணம் எங்கேருந்து வரும், அதை இப்படி வந்தால் எப்படி நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணுற அந்த விஷயம் மட்டும்தான் எனக்கு சர்ப்ரைசிங்காக இருந்தது. ஆக்டர்ஸோட பிஹேவியர், நம்மளுடைய திறமை, அதிலெல்லாம் எனக்கு எந்த விதமான சர்ப்ரைஸும் ஆச்சரியமும் இல்லை. You know, certain people will behave a certain way, but what surprised me was the fact that when the funds were not easily coming in to make a film, that's when you resort to rogue filmmaking techniques. You become a better filmmaker that way. அதுக்கப்புறம் போலீஸ்ட்ட நம்ம சும்மா ஒரு 10 ரூபாய் கொடுத்துட்டு அங்கே போய் ஷூட் பண்ணுறது, பெர்மிஷன்ஸ் இல்லாமல் ஷூட் பண்ணுறது, கேனடா ஷூட் பண்ணுறது. தட்ஸ் ஹவ் ஐ இவால்வ் as a filmmaker. நீங்கள் வினய் தாண்டி வருவே பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நிறைய சிம்புவும் த்ரிஷாவும் ரிஹர்ஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கும்போதே கேமரா ஓடிக்கிட்டே இருக்கும். வெரி கேண்டட் ஃபில்மிங். தட் இஸ் பிகாஸ் நாங்கள் நிறைய லொக்கேஷனில் ஷூட் பண்ணது பெர்மிஷன் இல்லாமல். ஸோ we just had to shoot. So everything is an evolving process அப்படின்னு நினைக்கிறேன். அண்ட் every day is a surprise. அப்படி பார்த்தீங்கன்னா tomorrow might be a big surprise. நாளைக்கு இப்படி நடக்கும் அப்படின்னு நினச்சி நம்ம அந்த செட்டுக்கு போகும்போது நிறைய விஷயங்கள் நடக்காமல் இருக்கலாம். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நம்ம எதிர்பார்த்த சில விஷயங்கள் வராது. யூ டோன்ட் பி அப்செட் அபவுட் தட். ஹீரோ வர மாட்டார், யூ ஹேவ் டு பி அப்செட் அபவுட் தட். ஸோ யூனோ ஸ்டஃப் லைக் தட். எவ்ரிதிங் இஸ் a surprise. ஸ்கிரிப்ட் ஆமாம், no, I write a 80% script always, and it's always a first draft. And I've always wanted to work with other writers, but somehow it's never happened, and I write my own stuff. அதனால தான் அவர் கேட்ட மாதிரி I keep, within my own sensibilities and what I like and stuff like that. If I had the opportunity of working with other writers, then I could probably direct it easily, I think. But I write my own stuff, and ஒரு 80% script ஓட தான் போவேன், and I write only a first draft. I don't go back and correct it or change the lines or anything like that. And when I write it itself, I'm conscious to keep certain things like less violent, or if it needs to be made an impact upon, then I need to, like Vetiyadu Veladu was a violent film. I wouldn't show it to my kids. But at the theatre la paakumbodhu I realized that I can't show my son that film. So from then onwards I've toned down the violence in every film. Somewhere it just bothers me, that's all. So yeah. இல்லை, தெலுங்குல ஒரு படம் வினய் தாண்டி வருவாயோட தெலுங்கு வெர்ஷன் பண்ணும்போது அந்த ப்ரொடியூசர் வந்து எனக்கு ஒரு ஹாப்பி எண்டிங் தான் வேணும் அப்படின்னு கேட்டாங்க. ஸோ வி கேவ் அ ஹாப்பி எண்டிங் ஆக்சுவலி.
அண்ட் இது பெரிய கேள்விலாம் இல்லை, ஜஸ்ட் நார்மல் கொஸ்டின். உங்கள் காப் ஸ்டோரிஸில் எல்லா வில்லன்ஸுமே தே ஹேட் லாங் ஹேர், அண்ட் வை இஸ் தட்?
பிகாஸ் ஐ ஹேவ் ஷார்ட் ஹேர்.
Yeah, I have a question for Gautham sir. I hate love stories, sir. I just make action films. So when My Chesa were released, my son saw it 20 times, and he was forcing me to see the film. I was just kept on postponing because love story is not my kind of this thing. But one day he literally locked me in the room, put on the DVD and played the film.
Note this down, man.
So I watched it, and as it was going through, I had a very different experience. When I watch a film, either I completely engross in the film, or I just completely come out of it. I can't be in between. That's the first film, My Chesa, where I was getting involved with the characters. At the same time I was coming out, and a part of me was coming out and observing myself how I'm getting involved in a story of two immature youngsters. and I slowly realized what that was attracting me towards the film was the character of Jessie. And I don't know how to put her name, how to describe her characterization. She is very, very, how do you say, I can't use the word, but she's very, she's literally torturing that guy, but you still fall in love with her. So how did you write the character of Jessie?
So I'm honored that you're asking me a question. I have two questions in answer, sir, to that. How old is your son, sir?
He's 33.
Okay. So the answer is this, sir. He must have experienced a Jessie in his life, which is why he liked the film.
I could see that. I could see that.
And you haven't experienced a Jessie in your life, I think. So I think I also wish you'd seen the Tamil version than the Telugu version. With all due respect to Naga Chaitanya and Samantha, Simbu is a very good actor. So you just need to tell him the scene, and he completely gets it. And so a lot of candid shots and stuff like that. So that is the original film, and Yamaha Chisav is a remake, and you know what happens with remakes. But I think the film really worked. So when the film released in the theaters, I think everybody, people like you felt this. I had critics saying rubbish and stuff like that, but I had all the youngsters completely rooting for the film because I think they've all experienced a Jessie, and I love women and I have a lot of respect for women, but there are a lot of Jessies around, so.
Fantastic.